Good morning, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Zimmerman. I'm the president of the International Astronautical Federation. And you can clap after the late-breaking news. And I'm very happy to present our speaker this morning for this second of three late-breaking news sessions. I just wish to open with a small background point because our very hardworking and distinguished IPC co-chair, the technical chair of our program here in the UK, Richard Brooke, who almost all of you know, who's done a fabulous job. He and I had a phone conversation in early June about these late-breaking news. And, you know, the idea of these sessions is to have them really timely topics. And we agreed in that conversation that if China was able to launch, decided to launch the Shenzhou 7 mission before our Congress, that we should find a spot for them to speak about it during our Congress in the late-breaking news. And fortunately, the launch of Shenzhou 7 took place. It's been very successful, and it occurred just before our Congress. And we're very honored to have Dr. Li Ming with us today to speak about that mission. Dr. Li Ming is he works for the China Academy of Space Technology, and he also serves as a board member of the China Society of Astronautics, which is our main society partner in China and a partner that we work very closely with. In addition, and most importantly for the IF, he is a part of our IF technical committee team, one of our many experts, a very appreciated expert, and he's serving on the Space Systems Technical Committee here at the IF. So, Dr. Li Ming, we appreciate you spending some time with us this morning, telling us about the Shenzhou 7 mission.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I feel much honored to take this opportunity and to give a presentation on Chinese manned missions about the Shenzhou 7. This mission is just finished with very great success. My title presentation is Shenzhou 7 Mission and Beyond, from Imagination to Reality, which is also the theme of our IAF conference this year. This presentation I made on behalf of Chinese Society of Astronautics. In the presentations, I will give some information about development course of Chinese manned spaceflight, Shenzhou 7 spaceship mission and features, and also the future development of Chinese manned spacecraft. I guess maybe some audience may be interested in this topic. The first one is the history about Chinese manned spaceflight development. We can record back to 1960s. At that time, China began to plan many space missions and carried out concept study of spaceship. The program was canceled due to the economy and also technical reasons in 1970s. And from 1986, with the government support of National High-Tech Program, China began to reconsider the possibilities of manned space flight. And a lot of work has been done in forms of research and development activities. And also in the earlier 1990s, with the development and also with the open policy, Chinese space technologies had been developed very rapidly and lighting the dream of space flight again. On September 21st, 1992, this is very important, time for Chinese space societies. Chinese manned space program was approved by the government, opening a new era, a new chapter of Chinese manned space flight. From the beginning, from 1999, last century, to 2008, China has launched, operated, and recovered 4 unmanned spaceships and also 3 manned spaceships very successfully. The goal of Chinese manned space program in the long term is to establish the abilities of long-term presence in space. There are 3 stages, we call the 3 stages or 3 steps, according to the strategy of development. The first step is to send a man to space and return safely, not send the man to the moon. The second is to set up short-term presence abilities in space with space laboratories, including the extravehicular activities and also the rendezvous and docking activities. The third step is to establish the long-term presence abilities in space with the space stations. Now we are just at stage 2. I would like to just give you a very brief introductions about the Shenzhou series development. For the Shenzhou 1, it is the first Chinese unmanned spaceships launched in last century, 1999. This is the first Chinese unmanned spaceship. The second one is the first, we call the complete version of flight spaceship, which is launched in 2001. This spaceship is an independent spacecraft. It has an orbit module stayed first time in orbit to carry out flight test. That means after the recovery module come back to Earth, the orbit module is still operational in the orbit for more than half years or even 1 year. The Shenzhou 3 and the Shenzhou 4, the follow-on missions, is doing for the system demonstration before the manned space flight to do the demonstration and verification for the technologies. It was launched in 2002. The first manned spaceship is called Shenzhou 5, which is launched in 2003. This ship was launched very successfully and returned very safely, which realized the historical breakthrough of manned space flight for China. With the basis of Shenzhou 5, the Shenzhou 6 program has been carried out, and the Shenzhou 6 was being launched in 2005 with the 2 technonauts on board the spaceship. With Shenzhou 6, we have achieved the important leap from a 1 crew, 1 day mission to multi-crew and multi-day missions. The last one, which is successfully finished just last week, is Shenzhou 7. The key machines for the Shenzhou 7 is the EVA, to execute the EVA missions. A Shenzhou 7 spaceship was launched successfully on September 25th. The technonaut take the EVA very successfully on the 2nd day and return to the ground safely after 3rd day flight. Here below, I will to introduce some detailed information about the Shenzhou 7 missions and its features. The main task of Shenzhou 7 is to implement the technonaut EVA missions and to carry out the flight test with the 3 technonauts for 3 days, and to carry out the data relay satellite link test. So with the data relay systems, we can make a much larger coverage for the downlink and uplink. And also to carry out a small satellite release and the formation flying test. This is a scenario of the ignitions of Long March 2F. This picture is giving 4 key tasks for Shenzhou 7 mission. The first one is the EVA. This is just a picture taken on board the camera. This is a flight test with 3 technos for 3 days, just a picture taken in the model. And also this is a data relay test demonstrations. Last one is the small satellite release and also the formation flying with the Shenzhou 7. This picture just gives us some illustrations how it was released, and also the picture taken by the small satellite. This picture is taken in near distance, and this one is taken by, I think it's a long distance. The small satellite is about 40 kilograms, and it was manufactured by Shanghai Small Sat Engineering Center of Chinese Academy of Science. There are some new features of Shenzhou 7 project. First is, in addition to the basic function of manned spaceship, the Shenzhou 7 spaceship also have 2 functions, EVA and also flight with 3 technos. The main configuration of the orbit module is newly designed, having both the functions of EVA, airlock, and also crew habitat models. Some functions are also added, such as depressurization and also the repressurization for the EVA suit support, and also EVA communications and the lightings and video recordings. Recovery module is also the command and control models. Third seat is added. Shenzhou 7 carries 3 technos with the flight durations of 3 days. The final goal for the spacecraft is 7 days for the durations. During EVA, 1 technos stay in the recovery modules, and others 2 technos implement the EVA. One carry out EVA in Chinese Fei Tian, which means fly in space. This Chinese character was written by President Hu Jintao of PR China. And another one was in Russian spacesuit, who provide the EVA support in orbit modules. Also, I would like to take this chance to say thanks to our Russian colleagues for their collaborations in the Chinese manned space missions. The 7 is real-time communication between the spaceship and the Earth can be achieved by data relay satellite and TDC stations and Yuanwang, the measurement ships. There are about 5 ships has been sent to different places on the oceans. And also, small satellite released and fly information with Shenzhou 7 for technology demonstrations. Those are the TTC support during the EVA activities, including some Yuanwang ships and also some TTC stations. Some are foreigner TTC stations, and also the maritime satellite also used for the up and down link. The Shenzhou 7 made a very successful landing on the September 28th, just before the opening ceremony of IAF this year. As to the futures, I would like to talk something which will be carried out in the near futures. According to the 3-stage strategies of Chinese manned space flight, the rendezvous and docking technologies between the manned spaceship and the spacecraft will be developed before I think it's around 2011. And also in the development plan, a target craft will be launched in about 2011. And then the unmanned spaceship and manned spaceship, so we call the Shenzhou 8, Shenzhou 9, and Shenzhou 10, and etc., will be launched for docking and make rendezvous and docking tests. In the preliminary plan, the manned space station at the 3rd stage or the 3rd steps will be established in about 2020. A man-in space station will be established to solve the problem of large-scale space application with many long-term presence in space. In China, we have actually two larger programs which executed in parallel. First one is the so-called China lunar missions, also with 3 stages. First is orbiting, which has already been finished by Chang'e-1 satellite, orbiting the lunar orbit. The second stage will be the landing on the moon with the robotic technologies. And third stage for China lunar missions is sample return missions, and also robotic missions. And meanwhile, we still carry out the many missions. The first stage is the internal space, which has already been finished, and the goal has already been achieved. The second stage is the testing, using the space laboratories and also the follow-on Shenzhou missions to do the technology demonstration and also limited applications of space laboratories. The third stage is the application of space stations. So what will be the next? What will be the next logical step? How to use the experience, the heritages we're taking from both the lunar missions and also the manned missions. So after the achievements of the 3-stage strategies, China will move to the broad areas of the LEO orbit and far beyond. And with a comprehensive analysis for the development of international manned spaceflight, including the IAC and also other programs suggested by Russia, Europe countries, and so on, we think that manned landing on the moon, a manned mission on the moon, is a great challenge in the global high technology area, and is also a strategic field for the human explorations. So we feel it is necessary to carry out research and development activities at proper time for the further goals. This is a short animation about the EVA activities. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
I want to thank Dr. Li Ming for his excellent presentation. He has agreed to take a few questions. Richard Brook will be passing through the audience with a microphone, and I think we have one or two other volunteers who will as well. And so would you please raise your hand if you have a question, and we will proceed in that fashion.
Thank you very much. Malcolm Smith, British Interplanetary Society. It was a fascinating lecture. I've got one question which has really been burning in my mind since I've been watching it. What other local Asian nations are you planning to collaborate with in advancing your program forward?
If I understand right, your question concerning international collaboration, for the regional collaboration especially, I think for the follow-on missions, with our experience, we still very closely collaboration with Russia and France, and also we are looking for the new partners to join us for the further manned missions, including the system development, the TT and C tracking, and also the payload development, and also some space science research, including the space medicines and so on. So we are, the door of China is open.
Hi, I'm Robert Coppinger from Flight International magazine. What were the umbilical cables we saw attached to the spacesuit? What were they providing the spacesuit?
Could you say it again? Sorry, I haven't caught your meaning. I mean the cables with spacesuit?
Yeah, connecting the spacesuit to the space.
Yeah. I'm not the expert on these issues because in China space engineering there are 8 systems, including the crew subsystems, the ship subsystems. I'm not expert on these issues, but in my knowledge, I think is used for the fix the positions of astronaut, and not to leave the astronaut to go away, and these are first functions. Second, maybe some electricity to provide the power to the spacesuit. For the spacesuit itself, it has the functions for the environment monitoring, for the life support, and also for the some oxygen supply and so on. Okay.
Stefan Chenard with Euroconsult. A question on the data relay satellite. What data rate was provided during the mission? And for the next manned mission, do you intend to have more than one data relay satellite in service?
As to the data relay satellite, this mission is the first time China to make a test using the end users, using the Shenzhou 7 as an end user to test the abilities of the either downlink and also the uplink for the data relay systems. After the Shenzhou 7, I think there will be more end users join the system, including the remote sensing satellite. But as far as I know, the test for the Shenzhou 7 is only used for transfer the telemetry and also the voice and also the radio information. So it should be not very high, yeah, because the data rate is very limited for these kind of applications. Okay.
My name is Henk Smit from the Netherlands. Could you elaborate, please, somewhat more on the little satellite you released? What's its application, and did it work?
The small satellite, to be more exactly, it should be called a macro satellite because it's less than, it's about 40 kilograms, much like the satellite developed in Surrey, in SSTL, normally it's 50 kilograms. So this satellite was developed in Shanghai, small satellite engineering centers. It's used for the formation flying with the Shenzhou 7 missions, and also during the formation flyings, it will test the technologies like the propulsion using the advanced technologies, and also this small sat will take the photo about Shenzhou 7 during the formation flyings. And it will take several days to have a very good shape, shape of formation flying with Shenzhou 7. Right now we have get a lot of pictures taken by this small sat. Okay. Could you speak louder?
Just a second. I thought they had those mics.
Thank you very much. Robert Staley with JPL. I was wondering, do you have plans for scientific experiments using the crew on the subsequent missions? And do you have any plans for solar sail activities?
I think for the manned missions at LEO orbit, we really have a lot of work to do for the space science research, including the environment monitorings and also the warnings for the, for example, the radiation warning and also space debris warnings, and also some other activities will be carried out in the space laboratories, including the astronomy observation and also the microgravity research. And as far as the long-term missions, we are still in the still in the feasibility studies. Not yet. The configuration and much detailed plan has not yet ready. But as to the solar sail, as to myself, I have been doing some work in this field about more than 20 years. If my memory is not wrong, it's in 1988, I have organized a team to do some work on the solar sail project. And then I joined the solar sail design competitions organized by, I forgot the name, it's an organization in the United States for the 500 years anniversary for Columbus discovered the new continent. And there's still some expert in China working on solar sail R&D activities. Okay.
My name is Rei Kawashima from Japan. My question is Mars mission. Do you have any plan to go to Mars as a manned mission? And if so, approximately what time are you planning to go?
The Mars mission is a very ambitious mission. In 1991, I have joined ICU some sessions. More than 100 young professionals coming from different countries to attend the Mars, international Mars missions. From that time, many young professionals are trying to get this dream become true. And also in China, we have some expert colleagues working on the Mars missions. But right now, most of our research are focused on the robotic missions. And next year, I think the Shanghai Academy of Spaceflight in technologies will fly a small satellite on board the Russian spacecraft for the Mars missions. It will be launched next year. And for our independent missions, we are still on the research and development and in the frame of national high technology programs. We do have some program, but it's not manned mission, it's robotic missions. Okay.
Okay, Christian Lardier, RN Cosmos from France. I would like to have more details about the next mission, because you have been showing a rendezvous between two spacecraft. One is a Shenzhou, and the other one is a modified Shenzhou. But in your previous speech, you talk about Shenzhou 8, 9, 10, maybe 11. So my first question is, when do you expect to do this mission? Is it in 2010, 11, or 12? And what you will do exactly with those four spacecraft?
That's a good question, but I'm not the right people to answer your questions. This question may be appropriate for the chief engineer of the spacecraft to answer. In my knowledge, there will be a special spacecraft using for the aim target. We call the Tiangong 1. And the others are just chasing the target using we call the Shenzhou 8, Shenzhou 9, and Shenzhou 10. And the other details, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell because I'm not involved in the follow-on missions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to have to be the last question. We're running out of time, so last question coming up.
David Todd, Space Intelligence News. Has China ever considered applying to dock with the International Space Station?
I think this question to NASA is not for me. Okay? Thank you.
Jim, do you want to...
Before the end of the last breaking news, on behalf of China Academy of Astronautics, I would like to send a small gift, the module of Shenzhou 7, to Mr. Ziegelman to express our appreciations for his contribution to IAF communities.